ladies and gentlemen watching on YouTube, and welcome to race number 5 of Season 10 NNSCRA Walmart Cup Series. I am Levi McIntyre, a.k.a. ThrashManiac99, the voice of NNSCRA Walmart Cup Series, here to welcome you to the Subway 500 here at Martinsville Speedway. This is the first time since Season 1 that we are here at Martinsville. I figured since I wanted to change things up for this season's schedule, we're going to return to an old short track. But before we look at the lineup, let's look at how the top 10 and the points look coming into today's event. So, Charles Sanford still leads the points. Second is Tanner Sullivan. Third is Pichu London. Fourth, Carson Gum. Fifth, Chase Oliver. Sixth, Austin Mongold. Seventh, James Qualls. 8th, Zach Rogers. 9th, Chris Washer. 10th, John Cittadino. And tied with Michael Norman. So that is how the top 10 and the points look coming into today's race. But in the lineup, starting in the last row is Trent Dunham and David Rivera. Top 10, Dylan Thoreau is on the pole. Starting next to him is John Cittadino. Row 2 is Jake Baskinger and Benjamin Miles. Row 3, Mason Powers and James McLeod. Row 4, Connor Morgan, Ryan Acosta. And then Row 5, Tim Walsh and PJ Williams. Let's go ahead and get the command to fire engines for the Subway 500. Excuse me.
Drivers, start your engines!
A lot of guys in this field making either their first career starts or first starts of the season. Benjamin Miles making his first start this season. Same with Jake Baskinger. Same with Mason Powers. Ryan Acosta. Among many others who qualified in. Marco Martinez, Caleb Farrell, a couple others. Sky Commons. Quite a good amount of people, so this might fill up the list of pretty much every driver making a race this season so far as we get set for green flag racing here at Boogity Boogity Boogity. Let's go racing. Dylan Thoreau leads lap number 1. Battle for second as Jake Baskinger tries to go by John Cittadino, and I saw somebody get the wall back there. And they were 3 wide a couple moments ago, and that's not a great idea. But Dylan Thoreau continues to lead so far here in the beginning. Look at this, 3 wide for the 4th spot. Benjamin Miles got forced way up high, but they settled out. Oh, now I recognize who it's been. It's been James McLeod getting the wall every time. At least from what I have seen so far. Battle for the lead might be raging on as here comes Jake Baskinger with a run to the inside of the 26. The paperclip, as this track is usually called. And also our short track binge doesn't stop this week. Next week we head to Martinsville, Bristol for the first of 3 Tennessee races. So that should be fun. So with that being said, Baskinger with the lead as we look around the back of the field, and it's getting wild. Oh, and we had a crash. Cars going around, but I don't know yet. The caution is out for a multi-car crash. Seth Cole with big damage. Sean Galligan involved. Man, numerous cars got some cosmetic damage or some big-time damage. But, oh man, be careful, leaders. Starting to pile into each other. That's the problem with short track races, is that when they get brought under caution, they'll pile into each other for no reason. But Baskinger leads. Let's go ahead and take you to a replay of what brought the caution out for the first time today here at Martinsville. Well, this was a rather bizarre accident. Watch Sean Galligan comes off of 4 and he just flat out loses it and gets into the wall. And then same for Austin LaPlante. Seth Cole piles in. Caleb Farrell was blocked in. A lot of these guys got blocked in. Kyle Matthews with a bit of a scrape in there. So pretty much this was just an accident just caused by a couple guys losing it coming off of turn 4. So not a major deal, but there might be a couple retirees. But let's go ahead and take you to the restart here at Martinsville. Well, only one car retired out of the race after that crash, and that is Seth Cole. So unfortunately for him, that's going to knock him out of top 30. So he's going to have to qualify his way in next week at Bristol. Top 10 when we go back racing, it's Jake Baskinger, Dylan Thoreau, Connor Morgan, Tim Walsh, John Cittadino, Mason Powers, Dylan Young, Benjamin Miles, Marco Martinez, Pichu London. Green flag is back out, and these guys are already double 3 wide before they even got to the line. Not sure as to what was the deal with that. But anyways, back up here at the front, Baskinger leads. Dylan Thoreau hot on his tail, and now he's going to try to get the inside lane to kick in. Couple cars getting on pit road. Tanner Sullivan, Zach Rogers, and PJ Williams for some reason. It's a little bit weird. I didn't think pit stops were really going to be a factor, but I guess it might. As Dylan Thoreau leads over to 54 of Baskinger. Battle for the 3rd spot. Tim Walsh trying to get underneath rookie Connor Morgan, and Connor gets up into the wall. Mason Powers, Dylan Young trying to get in there. As right now, it's pretty much been a battle between these two all day so far, Dylan Thoreau and Jake Baskinger, as we now come to 35 to go here at Martinsville. Baskinger trying to make a move again on the 26. As meanwhile, the 15's starting to try to pull away from the 81, but now the 81's going to get a run on the 15. As we continue to monitor everything going on to keep an eye out for any crashes that might occur. And we almost had one right there from a 3-wide battle with Dorian Facepuncher and I believe Austin Mongold and Johnny Gardner, I want to assume. But anyways, Baskinger leads, Thoreau in 2nd, and then you got Walsh, Morgan, and Young, the top 5. Connor Morgan trying to work underneath Tim Walsh for the 3rd spot. Right now, Connor is the highest running rookie in the field. And this is only his 2nd start this season, and his first start was a day he want to forget. He finished 41st. And if I recall, I believe that was back at California, back in the 2nd race of the season. And he qualified in for today, and he's having a phenomenal run going today, here in one of the toughest racetracks on the schedule. And now here he comes for a run underneath for 3rd. And he's going to clear Tim Walsh. And Walsh about got the wall, and that could have been disastrous. As this race continues to just zip along as we're approaching the halfway point. And now Connor Morgan's got such a run going, he's trying to catch up to Dylan Thoreau for 2nd. But Tim Walsh isn't giving up easily. He's right there. Dylan Young's even trying to enter into that battle. Benjamin Miles in his first start this season, having a good solid run right now. Same with Mason Powers, doing a good job. And look at Sean Galligan, who's got damage from the first crash, but he's able to maintain good position, and he's actually working his way into the top 10. He just has to find a way around John Cittadino to make it happen. Excuse me. As in the meantime, battle for second's about to start ensuing. Connor Morgan now with a run underneath of the 26. Let's see if he can get clear of him off of 4. Or is the 26 just too good? Oh, the 26 got the wall a little bit, but Connor Morgan goes by for position as we are now halfway through, 25 laps to go. Here in the Subway 500. But yeah, like I was saying earlier, the short track racing doesn't stop this week. Next week we head to Bristol for the first of 3 Tennessee races in the new tradition that started last season, the Tennessee Trifecta. It starts with Bristol, and then we go to Tennessee Superspeedway, and then we head to Nashville Superspeedway for the concluding race of the Tennessee Trifecta. So that will be in the next 3 weeks. As we continue on with Martinsville, as this race continues to fly right on by. As we are approaching lap 30, Jake Baskinger leads, and battle for third, Tim Walsh trying to get by Dylan Thoreau for the spot, and then Pichu London trying to work underneath Dylan Young for the 5th position. Pichu London, who won last week at Atlanta, trying to follow up with a good solid run in the top 5, and now he's right on the back bumper of his teammate Dylan Thoreau. It's like I said, when you see the Roushketeers, you see them pretty much right by each other, mainly the 17, the 26, and the 16. But that's a whole nother story. Is back up at the front, Baskinger has been the dominant car today, but Connor Morgan slowly catching up to the 54. Does he have anything for him in the end, though? But let's see the margin up at the front. It shrunk a little bit. The 81 trying to find a way to make faster laps over the 54 and see if he has a shot to potentially win his first ever race. Oh, but the caution is out. Caution flag is out, and it looks like it was an incident involving Charles Sanford and Steven Guerrero. Charles Sanford now on the pit road. Oh, and DJ Curtis is on pit road too, so it looked like it was an incident among those guys. Let's see if the 03 is going to stay out, and it looks like he will. So, with that said, now that's going to bring everybody back up to the 54. So that big lead that the 54 had is going to be gone. So let's go ahead and take a look at a replay of what brought the caution out for the second time today here at Martinsville. Kind of like what we saw earlier, Dylan Young in the middle of the corner just gets loose and pancakes the outside wall. But he manages to keep it going, but then Charles Sanford's going to run right into the side, and then that collects Steven Guerrero and DJ Curtis. So yeah, another wreck that was, and then Chris Washer gets a little piece of it, same with Zach Rogers, but he saved it. But pretty much another wreck that was caused by a car just snapping around on him. But Dylan Young was able to keep it intact and keep it straight, so I don't expect any retirees. So with that said, let's go ahead and take you to the restart here at Martinsville. Well, no cars retired out of the race, but there's going to be a lot of cars on that inside lane that are a lap down. So the top 10 when we go back racing will be Jake Baskinger, Connor Morgan, Tim Walsh, Dylan Thoreau, Pichu London, Benjamin Miles, Jesse Setti, John Cittadino, Mason Powers, and Sean Galligan. Green flag is back out, and it's going to be 13 to go here at Martinsville. Now, this is going to get really hectic because of those lap machines running on the inside of the leaders. Baskinger gets the wall. That opens a window of opportunity for Connor Morgan. I don't know why I messed up saying that, but it happens. Connor Morgan right now to the back bumper, but I think the caution's back out. Caution is back out. Might have been for Jonathan Zorleen. Oh, but a spin. Chris Washer gets into Matt McIntyre. But nobody got any severe damage out of that, so that's a good thing. Well, let's quickly take a look and see what brought the caution out for the third time here at Martinsville. Well, yeah, it looked like another case of a car getting snapped around, and it's the same area where Dylan Young hit the wall too, but this time it was Sky Commons who loses it, gets into the wall, but nothing major there, so let's take you to what could be our last restart here at Martinsville. Well, we're going to restart with 7 to go. Top 10 pretty much remains the same, except Mason Powers moved up into 7th, knocking everybody else down, so... But Connor Morgan's going to have a challenge because he's got the lap machine of Tanner Sullivan between himself and the race leader Jake Baskinger, so we're going to see how the battle for the win's going to play out as a result of lap machines being in between the top 2 as the green flag is back out. 7 to go here at Martinsville. Can they make it the rest of the way caution-free? Although Baskinger's getting a test from his teammate who's a lap down, Tanner Sullivan. That could be the window of opportunity that the 81 would need, but the 81's starting to fall back quite a good bit, and Tim Walsh is right there to him. And Baskinger has been the dominant car all day long, and cars are on pit road. That might be a sign that they may not be able to make it on gas. Tim Walsh now with a run underneath for the second spot. 5 to go here at Martinsville. Baskinger still leading the way. He's got a bit of distance between himself and Tim Walsh, and he has his teammate and lap machine Tanner Sullivan up there to keep everything at bay. Meanwhile, everything as far as battling going on is concerned is getting pretty hectic. Caleb Farrell with some front-end damage from earlier. Less than 3 to go here at Martinsville. And Jake Baskinger still leading. Two to go here at Martinsville for the 54. All he's got to do is make sure he doesn't lose it in a corner, and he should be home free for his first ever win in the Walmart Cup Series. In his first start this season, white flag is out for the 54. Oh, but there was some smoke. Looked like somebody might have lost it a little bit, but he may have saved it. Not sure as to who it could have been. But we're getting ready to come out of turn number 4 for the final time. Jake Baskinger wins the Subway 500 at Martinsville to get his first ever Walmart Cup Series victory. Dominating performance by that 54 car. In what was a really good short track race. Well, let's take a look at the rest of the results. Tim Walsh comes away with a solid run in the 3rd position. Great follow-up run for Peachy London in 3rd after winning at Atlanta last week. Connor Morgan, the highest finishing rookie of the day in his 2nd start, comes away with a 4th place run. And how about Benjamin Miles? His first start this season comes away with a 5th place finish. Jesse Setti, great run in 6th. Mason Powers with a solid 7th. Solid performance for Dylan Thoreau in 8th. Great run, great comeback run for Sean Galligan, who got damaged in the first wreck. Comes away with 9th, and then John Cittadino with a great run in 10th. Rest of the top 20, Matt Skoenberger, Ryan Acosta, Michael Norman, Marco Martinez, Jessica Sheldon, Chase Oliver, Matt McIntyre, Dylan Young, Chris Washer, Preston Plord, and then the top 30 was James McLeod, Austin LaPlante, Johnny Gardner, Anthony McCrory, David Rivera, PJ Williams, Caleb Farrell, Joshua Collard, Zach Rogers, Dorian Facepuncher. Final 2 lead lap cars, Sky Commons and Steven Guerrero. Rest of the cars that finished were a lap or more down: Steven Guerrero, Tanner Sullivan, Austin Mongold, Carson Gum, James Qualls, Jonathan Zorleen, DJ Curtis, Trent Dunham, Charles Sanford, Kyle Matthews, and then only one car out of the race, Seth Cole. That does it for our coverage today here at Martinsville. Next week is the first of 3 Tennessee races for the Tennessee Trifecta, Bristol, for the Food City 500. But until then, here are your results, rookie points, and regular points heading into Bristol. And this is Levi McIntyre, signing off.